เพื่อนมึงน่ารักดีว่ะ
อ่ะ
กูหน่อยดิเบื่อพวกแรงๆที่แม่งรู้ดีหมดทุกอย่างอยู่แล้วด้วยอะอยากลองเด็กใหม่บ้าง
That expression right here is like, all right then. You try to get with the virgin over here. I'm gonna change your mind about wanting something new. You're gonna want the know-it-all in due time.
ทำเหี้ยของมึง
That
ถ้าแก้ผ้าไปอาบน้ำดีๆมึงต้องการอะไรเนี่ย
he wants you.
กูอยากเบิ้ล
Now the fact is if he's going for it or not. He's not, is he?
ตั้นพอ
Oh, get him. Get him. Smack them. Why so shocked when you think you do nothing wrong? Oh yeah, listen to it in the bag, bitch. Listen to it in the bag. Suffer for being such a crabby friend.
ตอนนี้ก็ขยับสถานะขึ้นมาแล้วนิดนึงไงจากฟักวัดดี้เป็นเฟรนด์
Yeah.
อาจจะขยับมากขึ้นกว่านี้ก็ได้
I don't think I like what he's doing right now because I'm pretty sure that Tan is not stupid. If he knows how to charm someone, he also is capable to dig up the smallest details in someone's change in personality. So I have the feeling that he knows that Marx likes him more. And since he doesn't want to push further in a relationship, he just wants to have someone to have sex with. He doesn't want him to leave because he needs him as a distraction from Top. But he's leading him on because he literally said, you got promoted from F-buddies to friends with benefits, and who knows what we're gonna be pushing in the future. You know what I think about this? Him saying I'm gonna push in the future, it's not gonna be friends with benefits anymore. It's gonna be friends. As in, after you had sex with me billions and billions of time, you finally gained some respect for me and decided no, sleeping around is not a healthy relationship. That's what I see here. He, on the other hand, I don't think he has that mentality, considering the way he's playing knowingly with Mew's feelings by trying to get something with Top. He's holding Mark on a leash because he's like, I need him to distract myself from the fact that I want Top. And that's why he's trying to hold him on a leash, trying to promise him, yeah, maybe in the future we will be more. So that hope grows inside of Mark that maybe in the future they're gonna be boyfriends and not just friends with benefits.
ต้องรอดูอ่ะ
See? He's holding him on a leash, literally. Maybe he isn't serious with you because he's got feelings for someone else. He's using Mark as a distraction. What do you want from him?
เห็นชัดๆว่ามึงอะยังชอบไอ้มิวอยู่
Still, I cannot with him. I think Boston is the worst out of all of these friends. He's the worst because he's actually trying to pull strings here. He wants him to get Mew because he wants Pop so bad. If Mew is away from Top, Boston can use this opportunity to like get him back to his bad habits. This is literally like a drug dealer running after a drug addict. As soon as he's putting drugs under a person that is trying to move away from drugs, they're gonna fall back into their drug using habits. And that's exactly what he's doing right now. If Mew is away from Top, Boston can use this opportunity to go to Top and get him into his 4 ways again. He's like trying to smooth him into it, and he's actually using his feelings for that. I do not like it one bit.
คบมันได้มิวเมื่อไหร่อะนะทิ้งแน่ถ้าสุดท้ายมันก็ต้องกลายเป็นพระรองที่แสนดีมาคอยปลอบใจมันอีกอะ
I feel so bad, and I could spit on Boston actually. I really could, because Rey is actually trying to move on. He is trying to ignore the feelings that he has, and he is trying to move on, even if he is still holding on to Mew. But falling out of love is difficult, at least for him. For me, it's not difficult to fall out of love because of all the shit I've been through. I'm not gonna dig that deep into it, but it's difficult for me to fall in love. Not out of love. It takes literally, I don't know, 10 minutes for me to fall out of love. Literally. Or I don't fall in love at all. It's very difficult for me to fall in love. As soon as I arrive at the brink where the next step would be falling in love, I immediately lose all the feelings. That's like some sort of defense mechanism for me. He is trying to let Mew go slowly for himself. He's trying to move on, and he's still holding on to Mew, and he's slowly trying to let him go. And I'm so proud of him for doing that, because this is just hurting him, because he knows that Mew does not like him back. So he's slowly trying to let him go. And that's why he went to San in the first place. And the fact that he's still attached to Mew because he's still in the moment where he has to let him go. He still hasn't let him go completely. He has let him go a bit, where he's capable to stand next to him and his boyfriend without immediately getting up like we saw in the first episode. Boston comes in the picture and says, yeah, come on, do something about that. He's literally playing with his feelings. He is such a shitty friend.
เป็นสิ่งที่มึงควร
The
รู้
fact he is pulling all these strings just to get him. He's such a manipulative little...
บอกมึงแล้วพวกมิวมันไม่ได้ใส่ที่มึงคิด
We know that Rei and Mew have been friends for a very long time. So I'm pretty sure that this was a time where both of them were drunk. And then they made out. Mew did remember, but it didn't matter to him because he's my friend. So it's okay if we made out. And Rei got attached. And he's actually using this now, win the upper hand on top. Like to get him that angry, that frustrated, that he's actually going to sleep with Boston just to have like the feeling that he was capable to get back at Mew.
ถ้ามึงจะทำอะไรกับกูอ่ะมันก็คงไม่ผิด
Are you gonna say no or not? Yeah, he's not. I was about to say, if it's Boston, I swear to God, get out of my face, Boston.
งั้นมึงก็อยู่เฉยๆกูจัดการเอง
Sir, he is disgusting. See how toxic this man is? This man is trash. Like, Mew is supposed to be his friend, and he's like, why would someone like me be envious of Mew? That already is a red flag. And him. What Boston did was a drug dealer running after a drug user in rehab. Like, he actually played with his insecurities and tried to make him remember why he became a playboy or an F-boy in the first place. So I would say they are both at fault. But the main issue right now is Boston, let's be real. He's not being flattered by that fact anymore, that he's calling him cute and everything. Because he knows what trash he truly is. He literally suspected that he was just using him. And I mean, he never lied. He did say that it was just out of fun and that he doesn't want anything serious. But you still should respect the other person to say, yeah, I'm serious about someone else and you are just the side guy, technically. Like, I'm truly interested in hunting him. If you want to continue being my side guy, then that's okay. If not, we have to end it here. He didn't even have enough respect for him to tell him the truth. He's hanging him on a leash, thinking that if he's being like this, as in using his feelings against him, that Boston is gonna get out of this fine. But Nick is the one that has to pick up the pieces of his broken heart. I feel so bad for him because after he saw who Boston really is, he still fell in love. So like, he can't get out of it that easily. And he gave in to temptation and had sex with Boston again. But all those sweet words that he told him back then in the car, when he put that recording device in Boston's car, and then listened in on how much of a bad person he is. I'm pretty sure that he even heard the beginning. Do you think that Mew's only interested in you? He's also having something like Rei. The way he's trying to persuade him to sleep with him. Like, he saw what a real bad person he is and saw all those sweet words that used to work for Nick in the past are not working for him anymore. Now he's not even flinching to look at him. Like, you can actually see it on the screen right now. He's feeling disgusted. Please, you have to, in one way or another, smack Boston. Smack him. Oh yes, I love it. I love it. Yes, smack him. I love it. Honestly, he needed that. He needed that. Actually, at this point, I'm just waiting for Boston and Rei to be at each other's throats again. Because what happened that night was way out of line. Boston had no right to say it, even though he said the truth. And Sand did deserve to know it was not Boston's place to tell. But knowing that Ray would have never said it anyway, I don't know what to tell you guys. Like, Sand needed to know, like he had a right to know that he's not the only one in Ray's heart, but Boston had no right to tell Sand about it, especially not in that way. He didn't have good intentions when he blurted out the truth about Ray's feelings for Mew. He hurt many people. He didn't only hurt Sand. He also hurt Nick. We did see that he pushed him back. And Ray also got reminded of the fact that he has two guys on his mind now. But Boston is like a boomerang. No matter how far you throw it, he always comes back. And he is bitchier than most. Period. You know. Blame it on Sin's cookies. No, I'm actually blaming it on your fucking personality. You are not a good person. Like I said, I don't believe in a good person or a bad person, but like, if you have reached that much of damage that you're only capable to show bad personality traits, there's something seriously wrong with you. Like, honestly, that was not okay for him to do that. I don't believe that he did it for Sand either. It was just to spite Ray. It was to spite Ray because he can't have Top anymore. So he let his frustrations out on the first person he could. He said, before I get my frustrations out with Nick, I'm gonna take Sand. This little bitch here, you are such trash. You are such a big trash. He's like, oh, he got his arm hurt. Now I have to look. Bitch, don't lie to yourself. You were just looking for a way to get out of your solitude. You did never care. You never cared about your friend's feelings. You slept with Mew's boyfriend, and you were trying to make Ray feel bad for having feelings for Mew, and made him feel like if he tells Mew about what you and Top did to him, that he's gonna lose his friendship. And you played with his feelings. Now you care about his arm? You don't care about anything but yourself. Oh, hell no. Borrowed him, people. This is something that my mom keeps on telling me when we have like these deep conversations. She's like, we have arrived at a time where people are being used and things are being loved. And not the other way around. That was her saying that humanity is shallow now. I love the fact that it's being brought up like this. He's like, I just borrowed him. He's a person. He has feelings. You can't just borrow a person. Literally, as if you would ask me if you could borrow my purse. As in, I just borrowed your boyfriend for half a night. Like, but I returned him safe and sound. Like, you could sleep with him afterwards. What's the problem? I cannot. Yes, break him into pieces. Break him into pieces. Make his daddy know how bad of a person he is. Destroy him. You know, this is the kind of pettiness that I condone. I condone to this kind of pettiness. And the kind of extra. He is insanely extra doing this. And I'm all here for it. Yes, you can. Why can't I? That be too much? That you were being too much? He beat him by being the bigger person. Oh, I love it. By the way he was acting, I actually thought that he was gonna be like petty like this. I would have condoned to it. But no, he said, I'm gonna beat you by being the bigger person. We love Mew. Even in his worst state, he is better than your sorry ass. Boston is the only loser, being left with nothing.